Hello, everyone. Welcome to the June 11th episode of Stacking the Box. Iain MacMillan here. Sterling Holmes. Mandatory minicamps have started this week, Sterling. Low-key, as the young people say, NFL season's kind of getting a little bit close. 2 months away from training camp, 3 months away, and the season has begun. How you doing?
Yeah. Good, man. Good. It's exciting. Closer and closer. One step closer is all we got. We have a holdout Central, Trey Hendrickson. Things not looking good in Cincinnati. You have TJ Watt wanting a new contract as well. Terry McLaurin. It's holdout season. And how many of these guys will actually hold out before a deal gets done? Last one that comes to mind is Chris Jones held out a game 2 years ago before they eventually came to an extension. Obviously, the Le'Veon Bell one is the one that always stands out. But again, more likely than not, if your dude is holding out, they'll find a way to get a deal done.
Yes, and some people who actually we can kind of start right here. Some people who have shown up to mandatory minicamp who we might have expected not to show up. One was James Cook, and I believe his quote was something around the lines of him not wanting to lose money. It's expensive not to show up to mandatory minicamp. Another one, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins moving forward as the Falcons backup since the end of the season, since the Penix era began. We thought that the Falcons would maybe release Kirk Cousins or more likely trade him. But we are now getting into mid-June, and there's kind of been a couple. He was linked to the Browns a little bit, but now they have 85 quarterbacks on the roster. He was linked to the Steelers for a second, but now the Steelers have signed Aaron Rodgers, which we're going to talk about in a second. Kirk Cousins might just be the Falcons' backup this season, the most expensive backup in NFL history.
Hey, for him, who cares? You're getting paid either way. Might as well just get paid and be a backup.
Yeah, but I'm sure, and he said this, he obviously wants to go to a place where he can play and win. I mean, sure, yes. Is he getting paid to be a backup? Yes, but I think no NFL player wants to be a backup, no matter how much they're getting paid.
No, but, worse things in life. I'm not going to feel
Certainly.
too bad. I like Kirk Cousins a lot. Not going to feel bad for him.
Certainly worse things in life. And also, hey, as a Falcons fan, probably not good to be paying our backup quarterback that much money, but hey, we got a pretty good backup quarterback.
True.
By far the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
Second best behind Gardner Minshew.
I knew you were going to say that.
What?
No, he's obviously better than Gardner Minshew. Record holder, most passing yards in a single game for the Falcons. People forget.
I don't forget.
No, because I bring it up every single episode. So I don't even know what team he could go to at this point. I haven't read what teams don't have a quarterback. The Jets, I guess, unless they just roll with Justin Fields. I don't even think there's a team he could go to at this point.
This is Saskatchewan Roughriders might need a QB.
Yeah, CFL. Well, their season's already started, so.
Well, still use them.
Yeah, probably. I don't know who their quarterback is, so probably. If Kirk Cousins realistically went to the CFL, they would whatever team got him would not lose a game.
Fact.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Johnny Manziel didn't work out in the CFL, but I guess
that's a little different.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers. That was kind of the big news of this past week, but it was something that we all expected. We knew it was coming for a while. It was just a matter of when instead of if. Does this move the needle for you at all for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because it was either Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers.
It makes him better, but it doesn't make him good.
Yeah.
It probably solidifies yet another 9-8 season for him.
Their win total is at 8.5. It didn't move when Aaron Rodgers signed. Now, that might be because odds makers and bettors assumed he was going to sign there anyways, but the Steelers' odds did not move whatsoever. So that might tell you something.
I would have assumed, they all assumed that Rodgers was going there.
Yeah.
But also, again, I think you're looking at about a 9-8 team. With Rodgers, without him, they are probably looking at a 7-10 team, 8-9. Maybe I'll give Rodgers 2 wins over Mason Rudolph or Duck Hodges or whoever it is at this point. It's not great.
Is there any chance that Mike Tomlin with Aaron Rodgers drags the Steelers back to the playoffs? They will lose by 28 points in the first round to the Chiefs or the Bills. But is there a chance? What's that?
Yeah, I could see that, man.
Yeah.
I totally could. Mike Tomlin's such a damn good head coach. And if anyone can garner respect, it's him. Because you've seen how many head cases play for the Steelers where it's been fairly quiet, they leave, and then you see it just explode, right? Mike Tomlin clearly gets the respect of the guys. If there's anyone who can get Rodgers to respect a head coach, it's Tomlin.
Can I say something positive about the Aaron Rodgers situation?
Yeah, I don't think I've been negative. I think I've been whelmed.
Yes, but I'm going to say something on the positive end. Something that Steelers fans at this point, it might be the only thing that they can kind of cling on to in terms of hope heading into the season, is that the last 5 games for Aaron Rodgers last year, he actually played pretty well. 64.2% completion rate, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 7.7 yards per attempt, 98.3 rating, 254 passing yards per game in his last five games. So he did improve in the final stretch of the season.
Yeah.
Is that maybe because his Achilles wasn't fully healthy for the first 2/3 of the season? Is that because he just kind of maybe got used to the Jets offense, or is that because he played? Oh no, he had to. He played some good teams. He played the Rams and the Bills in there, but also played Miami twice. In the
yeah, I think Rodgers is fine at this point. Like again, you know my thoughts. I think it's risky because I think he's what it sounds like, locker room cancer.
Yeah.
He is going to do what he wants to do. He is good still, probably that 12 to 18 range. But I think he thinks he's top 5 still. Yeah. And that's where I think some issues arise.
Did you see that he's married now?
Congratulations.
He was wearing a wedding ring, and he did not reveal who he got married to, and no one even knew he was in a relationship. So... but he was wearing a wedding ring. And when people asked him when he got married, he said, I don't know, some point in the past couple months. So,
good for him.
Seems do you think he's lying?
No. Seems like a total normal dude.
Correct. I wouldn't be surprised if next month he's not wearing a wedding ring and people bring it up and he's like, no, I was never married. That was a fake news story made up.
It was a bit. It was all a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish him well. And the Steelers. You know what? I actually don't wish the Steelers well. I'm sick of the Steelers. Have a bad season for once. How about that? Packers released Jaire Alexander. Any thoughts on that?
That's tough. Very good player, very injured player, very expensive player, but yet I go back to the first point, very solid, good player. When healthy, he is at this point, I'd still probably say a CB1. The issue is you can't count on him for health. I do think Jaire Alexander is still a really good player with some really good games left in him, but how many games until he plays a full season?
Yep.
Or even 14, just the consistency there. I like Jaire Alexander. I think he'll find a landing spot, but the hard part is now is a lot of teams have already somewhat had their salary cap figured out. There's not going to be a team, most teams at least, that have just 18 mil sitting around for a single season, right? I do like Jaire Alexander. I just don't know where he goes. What team makes the most sense at this point?
So he has played 7 or fewer games in 3 of the last 4 years, 7 games in 2024, 7 games in 2023, 4 games in 2021. He played 15 games in 2020. That season, he was a Pro Bowler, AP Team 2. 2022, he played 16 games, and he was a Pro Bowler and, once again, second-team All-Pro. So, yeah, the numbers are there. He might play half a season, but if he happens to stay healthy the whole season, he is an second-team All-Pro type of player.
Yeah.
Do you take that risk? Tough, especially like you said, in most situations where these teams already have their cap situations figured out. We might have to wait to see if a team loses one of their top corners to injury.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Patriots. I'm thinking of teams that Falcons. Ooh.
Too expensive for the Falcons.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. All right. Now, as we do in the middle of the offseason, we our tier ranking positions. We have gotten through the quarterbacks. We've gotten through. That's it. Is it? No, we did another one.
Just quarterbacks.
We did teams.
No, come on.
Did we do teams? We've only done quarterbacks? What did we do last week?
Too. We did teams.
We did teams. We did teams and we did quarterbacks. So now is the time to do running backs. This will be fun. Running back it seemed like a dead position. Some people say it was revived last year behind the likes of Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. For those listening, if you're not watching this on YouTube, first of all, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're not watching us, though, we have 6 categories for the running backs. We have elite, we have Pro Bowler. Whether or not the running back is actually a Pro Bowler doesn't matter. Good, just a guy, buns. Once again, I wanted to use trash, but Sterling likes buns better. He thinks trash is too offensive.
Yes, it's too offensive.
I don't care. And too young, a.k.a. the rookies. Now, here's the thing with doing running backs, and I think it's going to be a little bit of an issue when we do receivers as well, but not as much. I'm not as good at recognizing running backs. So we don't have names, we just have faces. So part of this challenge for us is trying to correctly name all of the running backs on this list. It's kind of an issue with football. They wear helmets. It's hard to see their faces when they're on the field.
And all we get to see is a tiny sliver of their dome.
Correct.
From a very small, picture.
Correct.
It's hard.
But we'll see how we do here. Let's start with the we're just going to go from left to right here, just in the order that's on this here, producer. Sean, we're going to start with Aaron Jones, who I believe is still with the Vikings, correct?
Good. Aaron Jones is good.
Yeah, I didn't expect much from him last year, but I think he actually had a pretty solid season for the Vikings. Also pretty decent as a receiver out of the backfield as well. I have sorry.
He always is. He's a really good receiving back. I've always liked Aaron Jones and his versatility. I think he's a really good back.
Now, what killed Aaron Jones last year was that and fantasy players out there will know, he couldn't score. Only 5 touchdowns last season, but he was 9th in rushing yards. It's crazy to put up over 1,100 rushing yards on the ground and only scoring 5 times. That's crazy, but that's what it was. 4.5 yards per carry isn't fantastic, but they used him quite a bit. And was a big reason why the Vikings had such a good year. So you're putting Aaron Jones in good, which I agree with. Would you lean him more towards, if you had to go higher or lower on that, Pro Bowler or just a guy?
Pro Bowler. I think he's closer towards the top than the bottom.
Okay. Next on the list, I believe this is this Alvin Kamara, I believe, is next on the list. Now, we don't have a too old category because we didn't think enough running backs would fall into the too old category. Alvin Kamara might fall into the too old category if we had one, or if there was a category of good, but literally he's surrounded by trash, then that would be Alvin Kamara. They use him as both the primary receiver and the primary running back. The Saints just run him into the ground as much as possible, and it's hard to produce when there's no one else around you to help.
I think he's good. I think he's a guy who has been slightly overrated because of the fantasy football community, and also because he's a weird guy where he actually gets the benefit, and people understand he plays on a bad team, so they don't care that he hasn't really put up the traditional great numbers that other guys have.
Fair point.
I was looking it up. He hadn't been a Pro Bowler in a while. Let me see when the last time it was. Hasn't been since 2021. He has never rushed in his entire career over 1,000 yards.
He's never rushed for over 1,000 in his entire career?
Never has.
That is shocking to me.
And last year's his most ever at 950.
Wow.
And he never plays a full season. So
you're right. Holy moly.
He's an interesting guy where it's almost like, because he has games that are so good. It's just
and he catches so many balls. 81 catches, 81 catches, 81 catches, 83 catches, 75 catches. Yeah, he catches.
And that's insane. Yeah. And that's never traditionally for a ton of yards. I think he's good. I really like Alvin Kamara, but I do think there's some slight overrating going on because of the fantasy football community.
Okay, so you want to go good or just a guy?
Good. No, he's still good. I still think he's good. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go good. Next up, I believe that is the top running back drafted, Ashton Genty. Just as we're doing with all positions, rookies, we have to put in too young.
Nope. He is a Pro Bowler.
Because you two are besties. You've interviewed him twice.
Well, he's going to be a stud. I'm all in on him. Does that count? Sterling says Pro Bowler.
The record will show that you're all in on Ashton Genty, as everyone is reminded every week. You're all in on Jaden Daniels. But I don't think we put a rookie on anywhere except for too young.
Fine.
At least for quarterbacks last week.
Credit to me for having some gumption.
Yeah, credit to you. Let the record show. You're pushing all your chips to the middle of the table on Ashton Genty.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson.
Pro Bowler.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. But he might be the best Pro Bowler.
Sure, that's
He
fair.
might be the best of the Pro Bowlers.
I would agree.
I was gonna try to convince you to put him at elite, but I think he needs to take one half step forward to get to that level. Because you're right, he's probably not on the elite level of the at least 3 guys that we're gonna put there.
Agreed.
But he could be.
He could be.
This time next year, he might be in the elite category.
He might be, and a Jahmyr Gibbs might be.
Yeah. I'd like to see Jahmyr Gibbs get more touches, but we'll talk about that when we get to Jahmyr Gibbs. I believe this is Breece Hall next, based on the Jets jersey.
Good.
Fantastic rookie season. He did not play well last year.
Yeah, it was alarming that he took that much of a step back, at least what it felt like, at least.
Right. He got hurt early in his rookie season. That's right. And then 2023 averaged 4.5 yards per carry, decent year, 994 on the ground. Last year, 4.2 yards per carry with a better quarterback. Ugh, 4.2 is not good.
He's good. He's good. He's one of those guys where the hype has not quite equated to success.
No. Because in those 7 games before he got hurt in his rookie season, he averaged 5.8 yards per carry. He hasn't even touched that since then.
And I still think we might be talking about him in the Pro Bowl category. We might talk about him as a top 5 guy. I would not be shocked, but it's almost like Kyle Pitts, where you just keep talking about what he did that one year.
Yeah.
And the hype is there, the potential's there, but I get it. It's the Jets. I know, but still, got to produce. Saquon produced when he was with the Giants. As of now, I think Breece Hall is simply good.
Okay, we'll put good. He also, you said he could be Pro Bowler next year. He could be just a guy this time next year.
Agreed.
Okay, let's put Breece Hall good. We'll give him the benefit of one more year. All right, next. Is that Brian Robinson? I believe that's a Commanders jersey. Yes, Brian Robinson. I think he's just a guy.
Yeah, I'd probably go with just a guy.
It does look like he will once again be the main starter for the Commanders, so he's going to get one more year to kind of prove it. And I know, obviously, a very good story, getting shot and then returning, which is crazy. But let's be honest. Last year, he played in an offense where Jaden Daniels took all the focus. It's not like teams were loading up the box, and he still only averaged 4.3 yards per carry. And he's not a pass-catching running back either.
Yeah, agreed.
So, listen, I'm not out on Brian Robinson, but based on his first 3 years of production, he's just a guy.
Yeah, fair.
All right. No argument from you on that one. Is this Bucky Irving? One of the more fascinating players to watch this season is going to be Bucky Irving, because he exploded last year.
Dynasty Football League, just absolute stud. Great pickup by your boy.
Did you draft him, or were you able to get him as a
draft him last year?
Yeah. 5.4 yards per carry in his rookie season, over 1,100 yards, also 47 catches, 392 through the air. Finished 6th in Rookie of the Year voting. That's fascinating. He didn't finish further up than 6th. Who was above him in Rookie of the Year?
Quarterbacks, Jaden, Caleb.
Jaden, Brock, Bo, Brian, Malik. No, actually finished higher than Drake and Caleb is. Jaden, Brock Bowers, Bo Nix, Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. A lot of good rookies last year.
As of now, I think he's good, but I think he's bordering on the Pro Bowl. Like, if I think, because I do think if you're looking at these 3 guys, I know it's only 1 year. I like that 1 year better than any of what Jones, Kamara, or Breece Hall has done the past few seasons.
Yep.
I mean, hell, he's closer to Pro Bowler than I think good, but against 1 year, it's a small sample size. But I like Bucky Irving a lot.
I do too. If there was a category between good and Pro Bowler, he'd slot in there.
Yeah.
But I think for right now, I think I got to see, unless like you have an unbelievable actually win Rookie of the Year in your first year, I think I need to see 1 more year.
Agreed.
I believe that is Chase Brown, Canadian.
He was pretty solid last year.
Yeah. I unfortunately think we might just have a lot of guys in the good category.
He might be I might still say just a guy.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Not as good of a year as I thought. 4.3 yards per carry.
He's kind of just in between, right? Yeah. He's kind of the in between of... I guess my thing is, how excited would you be if he was your starting running back on a team?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you'd say that's fine, but I'm not thrilled by it.
I mean, didn't have a great offensive line, but you're a running back with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Teams are not stacking the box against you.
He said the thing.
Yeah, stacking the box. But yeah, you know what? I agree. I'll go with just a guy. Although I do like him because he's Canadian, so we'll see. Christian McCaffrey. Do you still put him elite even though he got injured?
You have to.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, elite. Offensive player of the year 2 years ago. Unlucky this past season with the injuries. We hope that he comes back healthier and better than ever because he's one of the most electric and fun players to watch in the NFL. I'm gutted that he wasn't able to win the Super Bowl. Sterling, are you gutted that Christian McCaffrey didn't win the Super Bowl 2 years ago?
No, I'm not, actually. Shockingly, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Shocking.
Is that Chuba Hubbard?
Yes.
Who is another
good
Canadian, is what I was going to say. Another Canadian.
Good.
Chuba Hubbard. The Panthers
Last
did
year.
draft a running back, which concerns me.
Last year, Jonathan Brooks, and he was injured all of last year. He played a couple
No, I
games.
think they just drafted a guy, didn't they?
Another one? Wow.
But Chuba Hubbard, 4.8 yards per carry.
I think of him as like just a guy. I thought he was bad, and then last year he was great. I don't know. I have no idea what to think of Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah,
because like I don't think he's that good. Yet last year's numbers were outstanding.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I almost have to put good, even if I don't know if I feel that way.
Yeah, they drafted Trevor Etienne, Travis Etienne's brother. And Rico Dowdle's on the team, but Chuba's probably still going to be the starter at least. Yeah, I think he's good. 4.8. That's
good.
That's a good average.
It's good.
Let's go good. Although he did fumble and give the Bucs a win, which ultimately eliminated the Falcons in the playoffs.
Yikes!
In overtime, not good. Who is this? DeAndre Swift, maybe?
Pro Bowler.
DeAndre Swift. Ooh, I crushed it. Is he even on a team right now? Is DeAndre Swift on a team? He's buns, by the way.
Yeah, I feel bad. I really like DeAndre Swift. I thought he was going to be a stud.
Yeah, high hopes for him in
he was good with the Eagles.
Chicago last year. Yeah, but who isn't?
Fact.
Actually, his best year was with Detroit the year before that. 3.8 yards per carry. Oh, gross.
He's really gone down. He went from good to bad.
He is still on the Bears, but he's buns, unfortunately.
I'd say Jag, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're averaging less than 4 yards per carry, you're trash, unfortunately. I wish him well. I hope he has a bounce back season. But these are objective rankings. We can't let our emotions get the better of us here. Derrick Henry, elite.
Elite.
Is that Devon A-Chain? Good in fantasy.
I mean, he's averaged 5.6 yards a carry for his career.
Yeah.
He's an elite runner.
But that's 7.8 in his rookie season and then 4.5 last year.
He's a really good pass catcher, too. I almost want to say he's Pro Bowler.
I'll go Pro Bowler.
I really like Devon A-Chain. So, yeah, I'll go Pro Bowler. I don't know if he's like, I will. I'll say it. Pro Bowler.
Yeah. 78 catches last year, 6 touchdowns through the air.
Yeah, I really like Devon A-Chain.
Yep. All right. Which Chief is that, Sterling?
Is that a Pacheco, it looks like?
Is that Pacheco? I'll let you take this one. I'll trust your opinion on Isaiah Pacheco.
He's just a guy.
Okay.
I like Pacheco. I hope he bounces back, but I have a lot of concerns there.
Jahmyr Gibbs is up next, who I think we can just agree is a Pro Bowler. Him and Bijan Robinson are basically the same category right now.
Yeah, what's funny is all three of those backs are kind of similar styles too. Bijan maybe a little bigger. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I just plays maybe a little more physical. But yeah, all three of those guys just electric.
And remember last year when David Montgomery got hurt and people thought that Jahmyr Gibbs' numbers were going to fall off because the 1-2 punch was a big reason why the Lions were so good. Actually, the Lions' rush numbers got better with David Montgomery hurt. Jahmyr Gibbs did not take a step back whatsoever. 5.6 yards per carry he finished with last year. 6.5 in week 16, 6 in week 17. He finished on a strong note. Also 16 touchdowns on the ground, another 4 touchdowns through the air, 52 receptions for 517. Yeah, him and Bijan are borderline elite.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we can agree it's Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs are half a step above A-Chain.
Agreed.
Okay. Not a lot of disagreeing for the running backs here. Who is this next? I'm going to guess James Conner. Yes, James Conner. Just a guy at this point, I think,
Agreed.
right?
Agreed.
Are we going to disagree anywhere?
We will at some point, but so far, so good. I kind of like this.
Yeah, it's nice for a change, hey? What James Conner? Yeah, 4.6. Listen, he's a workhorse. He's not bad. He is a
workhorse.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
But he's just a guy. James Cook?
Pro Bowler.
James Cook is probably a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, it's been the past 2 years.
Like quite literally a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, quite literally.
Quite literally a Pro Bowler.
He's really good, man, because he's a good pass catcher, too. I really like James Cook.
And he got even better last year, 4.9 yards per carry. So, let's go with Pro Bowler for James Cook. Next guy is the Jaden Blue. Or is that Jaden Blue next? The Cowboys rookie. He's too young, I believe.
Caleb Johnson, too young for the Steelers.
Who is the guy that we're looking at in the Texans uniform?
Blue. Oh, that's Mixon.
That's Joe Mixon. The orange polo is Jaden Blue. He's too young. He's a rookie, obviously. Joe Mixon is, to me, you know what? I was low on Joe Mixon last year. I actually bet on the under on his total rushing yards for the season, and he crushed it. Behind it, not so great Texans offensive line. 4.1 yards per carry. He just got
1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Decent I don't know receiver.
Okay, I'll put him good.
Yeah, I'll put him good. He's still good.
Yeah.
I would take Mixon above the guys in the just a guy category. So I feel like good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right.
Boom.
Is the Rams running back Kyron Williams? Jonathan Taylor. No, Kyron Williams is a little bit more over there to the right. That was my first screw up.
Pro Bowler.
Kyron Williams Pro Bowler?
I think
we're going to disagree on that.
Why?
Because he gets a ton of touchdowns, so people think he's better than what he actually is. 4.1 yards per carry is not a Pro Bowler. Only 34 catches. But he gets 14 touchdowns last year. Actually, 16 total touchdowns last year. He gets a ton of touchdowns, but averaging 4 yards a carry. He has a nose for the end zone. I'll call him good.
I thought we were looking at Jonathan Taylor first.
Oh, sorry. I was still stuck on Kyron Williams.
Jonathan Taylor's Pro Bowler bordering elite. I would consider elite.
Elite?
Did you see what he did last year? He averaged 102 yards a game.
Yeah.
He was like maybe the best running back that no one talked about last year.
Yeah.
I'll say Pro Bowler, but I think he's bordering elite.
Yeah, okay. I'll go Pro Bowler. I can't get to elite. I think elite is saved for 3 guys.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, you know what? I'm looking at his numbers now. Actually, a lot better than I thought they were last year.
Insane.
On a team that didn't really have anything else offensively. Josh Jacobs, good.
Pro Bowler.
I thought he was the most overrated running back in the NFL last year.
Well, I think you're wrong.
4.4 yards per carry. 3.5 the year before.
He had 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, you got a ton of carries.
Yeah, and still rattled off 4.5 yards a carry.
He was literally a Pro Bowler. I think he actually got in. I think he was a Pro Bowler ahead of Bijan. So.
And I think he was second team All Pro. What are we doing here? Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't All Pro. But he was really good last year.
Okay. I disagree. Let the record show, but I'll allow you to put him Pro Bowler.
He's Pro Bowler.
He's a fade candidate for me this year. Let's go Pro Bowler.
Yeah, fade yourself, dog.
This is the Steelers rookie.
Too young.
Too young.
Easy. We did it.
Is this Kenneth Walker for the Seahawks?
Man, I don't even know what to think.
It is Kenneth Walker.
I have no idea. He's injured.
Injured, flashes of good, flashes of not good, question mark. 3.7 yards per carry. Ooh, just a guy at best. He hasn't been good since his rookie season, actually, now that I look at it.
Zach Charbonnet might be the better guy.
Do we even put him buns?
Nah, I can't do that.
Okay. Do you feel guilty when you put a guy in buns?
Yes, I feel horrible.
All right, we'll keep it to just a guy. We'll see if anyone else is. DeAndre Swift might be the only guy in buns because you're too nice. This is Kyren Williams next.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, when we were talking Jonathan Taylor earlier, I thought you were going to put Kyren Williams in Pro Bowl.
I was talking about Jonathan Taylor, and I was talking about elite, and you're like, you're probably very confused by that. Yeah.
Omarion Hampton, Chargers rookie.
Too young.
We got some rookies coming up here. Quinshon Judkins, too young.
Oh, man, I do think Kyren Williams might be the Pro Bowl one.
What? RJ Harvey, I don't even know who that is. He's a rookie for the
Broncos.
Oh, right. He's the Broncos. Yep. Too young. And then we have the elite of the elite. If there's a category above the elite, which if, maybe there should be, it'd be Saquon Barkley, who had one of the best seasons as a running back in NFL history.
The Patrick Mahomes of running backs, correct? Fact.
But in what sense?
The best of the best.
No, I know.
In his own category.
No, I know. Because what actually makes Patrick, and I know we're not talking quarterbacks, but what makes Patrick Mahomes the best is he plays his best in the biggest moments. He's not the best quarterback. He's Tom Brady, is what Patrick Mahomes is. If he was the best quarterback, he'd win MVP every year.
People get tired of it. Fatigue.
Well, so Saquon's not the Patrick Mahomes. He's the, Josh Allen of running backs, Lamar Jackson of running backs.
Well, he hasn't choked, though.
It's kind of hard to choke as a running back, though.
True.
It's possible, but it's hard. Tony Pollard. Can we put him in buns? I was high on Tony Pollard last year. Let me look at his stats.
He's more of like just a guy to me. I like Tony Pollard too.
Even his last year in Dallas, only 4 yards a carry, 4.2 last year with Tennessee.
He had 1,000 yards.
He can catch some balls, 1,000 yards. Okay, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's pretty solid, man. I'd take Tony Pollard and the Chiefs.
Travis Etienne.
Unknown, too young.
He's 3 seasons in the NFL.
I still don't know, man.
He has
I have no
3.8 yards per carry 2 years ago, 3.7 yards per carry last year. He has not been good. How did he finish 8th in Offensive Player of the Year voting in 2023? He only had 1,000 yards. He only averaged 3.8 yards per carry.
I somehow think too young, and I have no idea how. I don't know what to think of Etienne. I'm like,
I think he's just a guy at this point.
I think just a guy.
On buns.
I would agree. Tank Bigsby took over.
Yeah, I think Tank Bigsby's the best. I think if you want to talk fantasy, I think he's a great late round draft pick because I think he's going to take over the starting running back job.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough.
Oh, he's definitely not good. So I guess we'll just go just a guy.
Sure. You're so mean to DeAndre Swift.
No, I mean, we got to put someone in there, unfortunately. And then we have, that's another rookie next to him. Oh, is that no? That's Tyrone Tracy is the last player. And sorry, just so we have it on record here, Trayvon Henderson for the Patriots is the rookie there that we're going to obviously put too young, and then Tyrone Tracy, who I thought was like the most underrated rookie last season for the Giants.
Good, right? I think good.
I'm going to say good. I mean, if you can average 4.4 yards per carry isn't a great average, but on the Giants team that didn't have a good offensive line, didn't have any weapons outside Malik Neighbors, no quarterback, I'll say good. I mean, he's certainly better than just a guy.
I will say good as well. I like the agreement that we had, besides the fact that we disagree on Kyren Williams, who I think is a Pro Bowler, but
yeah, other than that, pretty safe list, and I don't know how many people would disagree with this.
DeAndre Swift would.
DeAndre Swift would disagree with it.
And I disagree with that too. I think he's just a guy, but you're me.
So on that list, there's no running backs that belong in puns.
No starting ones. Yeah, that's why we're doing starters.
Yeah, I guess these are all starters, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Bears need a better running back is what I'm taking away from this list. Give me a call. I'm available. I'm a free agent.
Iain MacMillan in college, Pro Bowler.
Yeah, well, high school maybe.
Iain MacMillan in college, buns.
Buns, correct. Special teams, buns. All right, there you go. So elite is Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley. I think we can all agree with that. And I'll just say Pro Bowler as well: Bijan, A-Chain, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, Kyron Williams. No, that's Jonathan Taylor. They do kind of look similar. And Josh Jacobs.
I think you said it. Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, and Josh Jacobs. Yeah, good call.
All right, there we go. What are you up to the rest of the week, Sterling? What's going on?
Busy man. Just gonna grind film.
Football film?
Grinding football film.
Wow, I didn't know you were a film guy.
Probably not. I probably won't end up doing it.
All right.
I mean, we still got months. Come on now.
Yeah, that's the thought that counts.
It's like you just procrastinate. We're just like, yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great idea. And you're like, do I really want to watch the Chiefs get their ass kicked in the Super Bowl yet again? Do I want to put that back on and see what Xavier Worthy did? No, I'll wait.
Yeah. All right. Mini camps. We're into the thick of mini camps. We'll see if some news happens between now and next week. Hey, maybe Kirk Cousins will be on a different team by next week. But we'll see. We'll be back next week. We will tier rank receivers next week, which I think might be a little bit more contentious.
Yes, very much so. That's going to be fun.
All right. Everyone, like and subscribe to Stacking the Box on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching. We will talk to you all next week, 5 p.m. Eastern. Bye.